All right, here we go. President Trump signing an executive order to end cashless bail in America, which he said, and I agree, is a major cause of big crime in this country.
Somebody kills somebody, they go in, don't worry about it, no cash, come back in a couple of months, we'll give you a trial. You never see the person again. Cashless bail, we're ending it. I don't like going to a town, a city, place, a state, and then be criticized by some corrupt or incompetent governor where crime is rampant. I think the Democrats better get smart. And, you know, politically, I hope they don't. But actually, in terms of love for the country, I hope they do, because it would be good to work together.
Right. That's kind of strange. They were trying to get it together yesterday in Minneapolis with the Democratic, had their emergency meeting. Did they get it together? Did they bring up crime? Let's bring in Hugh Hewitt, Fox News contributor and host of the Hugh Hewitt Show. Your thoughts about the president's crackdown in D.C., possibly going to Chicago. Had Pam Bondi met with New York official, New York police chief yesterday. How do you think this plays? Do you think America needs it?
Good morning, Brian. I think it's great. I want people to remember the context. President Trump is a criminal justice reformer. In his first term, he signed and he pushed for the First Step Act to get people out of prison who had been given very long sentences. So he's very aware of the need for criminal justice reform. Cashless bail is moronic. And I can tell you, in the Constitution, the 8th Amendment, it provides that there will be no excessive bail. But all the way back in 1791, the framers were anticipating the need for bail in the colonies. And we've always had bail. There's bail bondsmen in every city and town in America. When you get arrested, you want to get out. You say you get a bond of $100,000. You get charged 5, 10%. You have to come up with, your family raises the money, you leave. You get most of it back if you show up for your court dates. If you have cashless bail, there's no incentive to come back. Your family's not leaning on you to come back. The people you borrowed the money from are not leaning from you to come back. And it doesn't work. People do walk away and they never show up. It's sort of like the immigration notice to appears that don't get served and don't get followed through. So I think President Trump has hit, again, one of these 80-20 issues. Democrats are wedded to the 20% on, the land acknowledgement yesterday. That's a 90-10 or a 95-5 issue. But cashless bail, to the extent that Americans understand it, they all applaud it because they don't want people suspected of doing a crime allowed to walk out the revolving door. So Donald Trump's ahead of the gang here, and he does so with the credibility of a man who signed the First Step Act. I'd like to remind you, he's a first step president.
I understand that. And also, which people know, you probably missed it if you're watching now, in Minneapolis, they had a Democratic meeting, at which time, in many ways, they showed they've learned nothing. You talk about stolen land. They came out and immediately said, OK, we just have to admit Minneapolis was taken from the Indian tribes 500 years ago and the Lakota tribe, as if that is any relevance today. But it also shows where their head is at, which is not with the American people. So the political strategist, Insha Rahman, weighed in when it comes to crime. This is how she recommends Democrats handle it.
We are at a moment of incredible opportunity for Democrats to take the upper hand on this issue. Don't be afraid of the crime debate. Lean all the way in. Call out what Trump is doing and say, the reason crime is going down, our communities are becoming safer, is because of us. Don't take the bait in talking about migrant crime or carjackings or the things that actually don't matter to that many Americans.
Okay, that last line matters a lot.
Let me interpret for the audience who don't speak Democrat. Do not care about the victims. Whatever you do, don't express any sympathy for the victims, for the 3 people who are dead in Florida because of the trucker, because of the Lake and Riley. Whatever you do, don't express concern for them because you're going to upset our internal polls with our 20% demographic that's going to show up and raise us money via Act Blue. It is so clueless. I'm glad they don't have the president's pollster. I'm glad they don't have the RNC. I'm glad that they don't have Chris LaCivita or anyone advising them, because if they continue to go down this path, they are really dancing on the cliff of political extinction, because most Americans hear land acknowledgments and don't pay attention to the victims, and they think that party has lost its mind. And indeed, Mr. Mamdani is their poster child for 2025. They have really decided that they're going to do the George McGovern thing in 1972 and try and fix a blowout. Trump won all 7 swing states. They're going to try and fix that blowout by going to the left. I don't think that's going to work, Brian. Even if you've got Gavin Newsom selling soap, because he's a very good soap salesman, it's not going to work.
Right. I will say the policy, the no cash bail policies you discussed earlier, they're in full bloom in Illinois, in New Jersey, in New Mexico. in D.C., as well as New York, California, and Indiana. I just thought it was interesting that the personal attacks are just ridiculous. It says that Governor Walz said the president's got fat ankles. All right. Keith Ellison boasted that he sued that dude 44 times. That dude is the president. So I'm not sure what they accomplished, but they certainly didn't go high.
You know, I actually watched Tim Walz. I had to do it for show prep. And right after that comment, he said, avoid the petty attacks, where he says he's a petty man. After he says something about fat ankles, which I don't even understand. Tim Walz is my favorite Democrat. Give him a primetime channel 24/7. Let him talk. Republicans will win majorities in every state by a lot.
All right, you will be a volunteer in his campaign. Thank you very much, but you still have to be a contributor
Thank you,
here.
Brian.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.